item that it is that you're buying, and then provides a code or price details for the person who's selling the item to you. So basically, IBM changed the face of how retail works by creating cards. Thank you. Yeah.
They created movable personal computers.
Yep.
Laptop. Without personal computers, you can only use a computer one place instead of using it in, if you go somewhere and you want to.
Absolutely. Great. Let someone who hasn't spoken speak.
Oh, I'm curious to hear what she's going to say.
He invent telephones.
Is it? Did we invent telephones?
Wow.
That's a very interesting question. We didn't invent telephones, no, but we support people who are in the telephone type of industry. Basically, that's the way I can explain it. We support them, but we didn't invent the telephone itself. But that's a great question. Thank you.
In fact, I think telephones were invented before IBM.
Yeah.
I know the telephone that they use in the past.
Sorry?
I know what the telephones are called that they use in the past.
What are they called?
Telegraphs.
Telegraphs. Oh, okay. Thank you. I didn't know that actually. Thank you. That's a great piece of information for me. Who else wants to go? Same two ladies.
Oh, yeah, on the side. Beautiful lady over there. Just say something. Just say something. It's all about we're all interested.
Yeah.
Well, I thought it was very interesting when close to the end said he was inventing curiosity for computers.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's really important that everybody should be curious and should ask questions. If you notice, the last word in that video was the word think. And think is a very important word in IBM. In every IBM location you go to, you see that word plastered everywhere, right? It's that idea of being able to sort of, come up with new ideas and, come up with new innovations and things like that. Yes, young lady. And I'll get to the two of you.
IBM would think around the whole building because they need to think which invention that it will make every type of year.
Absolutely. I totally agree with you, right? And it's an opportunity for you to, again...
Yeah, I think that's very profound.
It is. It actually
is. So you need to
is.
think about what invention they're going to make every year.
Yeah.
Because every single year, we've discovered something.
Absolutely.
Something has happened.
So that's a very valid
To
point.
get every employee to think about what we're going to do this year.
Absolutely.
I think that is
Great.
so
Thank you
profound.
very much for that. Okay, so Latifa go first, and then
They invented a chip, like a chip that's shaped like a. I don't know what.
the microchip is what you're referring to. And actually, just to give you a little bit of insight, right? Microchips are included in almost every electronic device you will ever find. So your iPad, your phone, your laptop, every single electronic device that you have ever touched and seen and used has some kind of microchip in it. And IBM invented microchip, came up with that microchip. Yeah. Computers that could talk in 1971. You even remember the year?
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank
Wow.
you. Well done.
I think that was brilliant.
Yeah.
I'm trying to know what the punch cards were.
Okay, so the punch cards are not something that we use anymore. It's like a very old style of computing. So those cards that you can see that have the holes in them, right, have the holes are kind of like codes. So in the same way, like now you would just have, basic codes and you can type in the codes on your laptop or on your iPad or whatever. The codes were embedded in those particular cards. So those cards are the ones that used to feed information into the computers in those days. That was a long time ago.
I've seen those in the Computer Science Museum.
Well, there's a good reason why they're in the museum. They were around a very long time ago, but it's a very valid, great point you bring up. Who else had a comment?
How about let's what did you think? I mean, it's good to talk. I want you to say something.
That's your observation.
Yeah, just say anything.
I observed that IBM created portable computers.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, it was kind of heavy.
Yeah. If you notice, actually computers have gotten smaller over the years. The first set of computers they built were massive. They could fill this entire room.
Yeah.
Yeah. They could fill this entire room. And they were not even as advanced as the ones that we have now that are so small and you can sort of carry everywhere. Your phone now can probably do a lot more than all those computers that they had that could fill one room. Yeah? But they got increasingly smaller, if you notice, over the years. Yeah?
So is there one person that hasn't said anything?
Sorry?
How do you manage to make them smaller?
Well, that's
Because
how
there's
technology
all
works.
the technology that they're adding. Why is it? How could they? Maybe. Why did they? How did it get smaller when there are more technology that they are putting there?
It's
Yeah.
more
Right.
advanced.
Yeah. That's a fantastic question. Now, that's the great thing about technology, right? When you start off creating something or inventing something, you have to find new ways to make it, better, right? And easier for people to use. Now, imagine if computers were still as big as that one that we saw that lady was trying to carry that looked like a big, very old style typewriter, right? You would never be able to travel with your computer.
No.
Yeah? So the people who made that computer probably sat down and thought, okay, this computer is great and it's a lot better than the ones we had before that filled one room, but what are the ways that we can make it more effective? We can put more features and more things in it to make it better, but at the same time make it easy for people to carry it around if they need to carry it around. So that's the great thing about technology. People come up with new ways of making things better and making it easier for people to use. So the fact that there's more technology in it doesn't necessarily mean that it has to be bigger, right? So
That's where the think comes in.
Yeah.
That's where the think comes in.
Say that.
So I think that's one thing that we should take home here. We should always keep thinking about how we can make things better.
Whatever it is that you're doing, yeah?
And there's always a way, and it's about asking questions. It's about listening. I think there were three things that Watson mentioned. She said thinking, listening, and observing.
Observing, yeah.
Yeah, that's very important. Thinking, listening, and observing. My young lady here, what did you observe? Nothing. You tell us later. You tell us later. Before you go.
Can I also point out what Mrs. Abere said, that remember when the lady from Main 1 came and she was telling us how Main 1 came about, and it was really, she came from the States, the internet was really nil or really basic in Nigeria, and she thought, why is this happening, or why should we have this? So as they said, observing, listening, and thinking that, look, there's something I can do better, this is not great the way it is. Let's think of ways to make things better. And that's how Main 1 started. So again, it's going back to this, that listen, observe, and think. It's quite critical to be continuously doing that. So observation is key, because it's when you observe things around you that you notice things that, maybe that could be better, maybe that could be faster, maybe that could be smaller, maybe that could, So it's important to always, be active and observing and thinking. So I think that's really what we've gotten from this week, which really is the career in engineering or technology, because they're providing solutions, they're problem solvers, basically.
So, any other questions, ladies? Yeah, go ahead.
Why don't they use the same thing that they use now, or the same thing that they're using now to take it to the past and the past and take it to now?
Okay, so I'm trying to understand your question. The things that they use now,
We should have used it before.
we should have used.
Why didn't they use it before?
Okay, because we didn't have the things that we have now before. So the things that we had in the past were old, and we found new ways to make those things better. So that's why we have the stuff that we have now. Otherwise, yeah.
It's because we're thinking every day to make
Yeah,
things
like
better.
you said. So we're finding new ways to make things better. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's a great question.
I have one place.
Oh my word!
know.
And check your sisters.
I mean,
Yes.
oh, they're sisters!
Yes.
Oh, I should have guessed that.
I always forget to go to
Very
the Instagram, yeah.
Is there not more than just one type of engineering? So maybe like to make the thing, you need like electrical engineering and
Yes, there are different kinds of engineering, computer engineering.
No, but do you use different types of engineering?
She's saying that in the projects or in the
Oh,
innovation,
yeah.
do they use?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
100%. It depends on exactly what the innovation is and what it is that they're trying to create, right? That will determine, who gets involved, whether it's a computer engineer or a mechanical engineer or an electrical engineer or whatever the case might be, yeah? So, yes, it's a different groups of people. Yes, young lady.
Big Bang
Sorry, did I maybe invent TVs? No. No, we can't take responsibility for inventing TVs. No,
We invented everything.
we invented everything apart from TVs. But I would say though that in like the TVs that we have currently or recently, so we might have some parts that IBM made and that are helping the TVs that we have now to be better and to have more, to have more, things that you can use and things that you can, what kind of features that you can use in them. So remember I mentioned the microchip. You mentioned the microchip earlier, right? So those chips, again, are included in a lot of, thank you for that. They're included in a lot of different electrical devices, including TVs. So, yeah. But we didn't invent the TV. Not yet. Not. We can't take responsibility for that.
May I ask how old you are? I'm sorry, what's your name? You asked me to say your name before you ask the question. How old are you?
Amara,
Amara. And how old are you, Amara?
6 years old.
Oh my God, they're getting so much more intelligent.
I know, they grow older. Almost frightening. Who else has what? Did you have a question? Yeah.
What kind of software does IBM?
Okay.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's a very good question. Now, I'm not a software expert, but we provide software that enable organizations to do a variety of different things. Now, I have to find a way to explain this that will be easy for you to understand it. We have a strategy that is focused on helping organizations do particular things. And this strategy is, I'm trying to find a way to explain CAMS that will make sense, because our software is tied to the whole CAMS thing. So how would I be able to explain that to make it easy to understand? It's a bit slightly complicated, advanced to sort of explain.
But I guess you can sum it up in saying that nearly every little thing that we do today has software in it.
Yeah.
So you design software to make things easier. So the airports, the supermarkets, you go to the supermarkets and you order something, and it just comes out and they know how much is left in the store and they know when to reorder. All that software. Somebody sits down and puts together a system for things to work. So you go to the shop, you go to the airport, everything we do is around software. Somebody
So
sits
is it
down.
specific to the function of the organization you're working with? Is it specific?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It depends
So
on what it is that we're
customized.
doing. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so aside from the organization itself, also whatever it is that they're trying to accomplish within the context of that project
Right.
as well. So if maybe they're trying to design or they're trying to create software or they need software around.
Hello. You know what?
software to
Let's
help-
just put all the cups in the middle. Okay. And then we'll
We'll move them around
Yes.
later. Okay. So they need software, for example, to manage people. Okay. So in a company, you will have like a database of people who work in the company, like a list somewhere on the system. So these are all the people that work here. This is all their information. This is all you need to know about each of these people. And as you work through, your interactions with people in that company, there are a lot of additional kinds of things that you will need to do on the system. And the software helps you to manage those kinds of processes, right? So